Welcome to another installment of the One People, One Heart initiative. Hopefully the Torah that we learn here together can serve as a merit, a defense, for the dangers that are going on with our brethren in the land of Israel. If we look at our Parshat this week, it begins with a very interesting scene. The back and forth between Avram and Ephron to buy a piece of land so that he can bury his wife Sarah. What's interesting besides the story itself is a very unique halacha which is learned out from this narrative. The Gemara in Kedushin tells us that the parallel words of taking in this story and in the pasuk later where it refers to a man taking a wife teaches us that one can use the medium of money to acquire not only the piece of land but also a wife. This is a very strange parallel. Firstly, there are no other psukim, no other verses that refer to taking, which might be a little bit more relevant to marriage. Aside from that, is that really the parallel we're going to try to draw? Is that the message of what marriage should be, like acquiring a piece of land? I believe if we look a little closer at the psukim, so we can actually understand what not only the parallel is, but perhaps a deeper message about marriage and really relationships in general. You see, if you look at the psukim and you try to find where does it say that Avram actually acquired the land, you won't find it with the word kicha, vayikach. The actual pasuk, the verse that the Gemara uses, seems to be not only not talking about land, but not even referring to any verb of taking at all. If you look at the pasuk tells us that Avram says to Ephron, Kesef asadeh kach mimeni, take my money. And that's the pasuk. That's the verse that the parallel is drawing on. It's interesting because it's referring to taking the money, not the land. Not only is it referring to taking the money, but it's actually not the action of taking, but it's Avram's insistence that Ephron take it. It's true the parallel might be focusing on the word to take, but the true reference is actually to the nature of Avram's giving. You see, if we give maybe to a spouse, to a colleague, the nature of our giving can sometimes be because it's nice to, because we have to. We really don't want them to have what we give them, it's just we have to give it to them. The nature of Avram's giving was the giving that insisted that the other person have it. To not only act by giving, but to desire the giving. It's interesting if we look later on in the Parsha, when Eliezer is looking for a spouse for Yitzchak, and he meets up with Besul and Lavan after he finds Rivka, so he pleads with them. He says in Pasuk Mem Tes of Perek Chav Daled, Im yeshchem osim chesed ve'emes, es Adoni hagidu li. If you will be kind and true, so please let me know. It's an interesting phrase, kind and true. Ibn Ezra explains that the kindness was merely the fact that he was giving up his daughter. What's emes? He says it comes from the word emuna, to be faithful. Don't just give me your daughter as an act of kindness, but truly believe in the act of giving. It's interesting, these two examples show us the nature of what a relationship should be. It's true a man is taking a wife, but don't forget that whether it's a spouse or a friend, the nature of your giving shouldn't just be so that you can get something back because you have to give, but because you really truly care about the other person, that you want to give to them so that they have something, because the relationship means something to you and the other person means something to you. Thank you for listening. And have a great Shabbos.